here I am. I'm out in the dahlia field today. I wanted to show you a few things that are happening out here. As you can see, we're starting to have flowers, and can kind of get an idea of how many. Like, they're just starting right now. Ooh, that one's pretty. And so they're starting to find their way into a lot of our wedding work, and we're bringing bunches up to the shop when we can right now. And you know, once they start, they'll just start rolling in, and we'll have more and more really soon. Since so many of you have taken my dahlia classes and bought tubers from us and stuff, I just wanted to show you kind of what was happening out here right now, and maybe some of the things that you're seeing in your plants also, if you're having, you know, wondering what's going on with them. So the first thing is that we, you know, since we had all that rain and couldn't get our tractors out to cultivate, we do have a lot of weeds out here. So we've been prioritizing coming out here by hand and getting weeds just off of the plants. So we're not worrying too much about the aisles. You can see they're pretty weedy behind me. And even we do 2 rows of plants per bed. And so in between the 2 rows is pretty weedy also, but we're keeping weeds right off of the plants. Having all these kind of, you know, dewy, wet weeds can really make a nice cocktail for disease in dahlias. So we try to keep the grasses away from them, from growing through them. And also I've seen dahlias that just straight up won't flower if they're growing in a lot of weeds. So we're gonna kind of like call it good on the weeds in the aisles. We're gonna take care of them as best we can, but I'm not stressing too much about it this year, just because of the type of summer that we've been having. I'm just gonna let it go. But we are gonna really keep focusing on keeping the weeds directly off of the plants. The other thing that we're seeing is leaf hoppers. They're not that bad this year, I'm happy to say. And you may be seeing this too, so I wanted to show you some of what the leaf hopper damage looks like. We get them every year. When they're really bad, we do spray. We grow organically, but we have a couple of organic sprays that we rely on to knock down the leaf hopper population when we have to. I don't like to spray unless we absolutely have to, because even though the sprays are organic, they are broad spectrum insect killers, and I don't want to be taking out our ladybugs and our spiders. And so there's a few precautions when you do have to spray that you can take to protect those bugs, like by spraying really early in the mornings and just following the directions on the spray really well. But even better is to not spray. So unless the pressure is so heavy that it's like damaging our crops to the point that like we're gonna lose the crop or they're unsaleable, we just don't spray. So I've been monitoring them. Leaf hopper season is almost over. We usually start seeing them in early June, and they're usually gone by like mid-August, so we're almost done. But what you are looking for, if you're seeing some of this, let's see, like this yellowing on the leaves, and you can see there's a little bit of leaf curl on the bottom of these leaves, that's kind of what hopper damage looks like when it's really mild. You can kind of see it on this foliage. When there's a ton of hoppers, that they get really yellow, your foliage will start to get curly, yellow, brown. And a good way to know if you have them is just to give your plant a kick or a smack, and you'll see these little guys jump off. You can't see them just by looking at the plant. They're very pale and they're very small, but if you give a kick, you'll see things hopping off of your plant. So I'm gonna try and hit this one, see if we see anything. Yeah, I saw one guy jump off of that, so I'm not worried. We've had seasons where, you know, I kick a plant and 50 bugs jump off. Yeah, so it's been a mild hopper season, but depending where you are, you might be seeing a lot more of these and wondering what it is. So far so good. We're not seeing a lot of other bug damage. I really expected a bad Japanese beetle season. It started out that way, but it seems like that's kind of better. And so right now we're just focusing on When we do have flowers, getting them cutting nice and low into the plant so that it promotes more growth of taller stems. We're still monitoring for bugs. We're trying to keep the weeds off right now. If this was a more normal July, we'd probably be irrigating a whole lot. So if you are dry, you want to be watering your dahlias. We have not needed to worry about that. We've been worried about getting water out of the dahlia field. So a pretty atypical season, but I'm happy with how the dahlias are coming along this year. I think they're looking pretty good. It's nice to have some flowers this early in August. So let's see, we've got a list out today and for availability, and we'll see you at the shop this weekend. Bye.